Welcome to the DVD commentary for Forest. We feel that, although it's clearly a thriller, it has elements which challenge conventional thriller aspects. So, here, me, James the director, and Alice the writer, and Becky, the cinematographer, we feel that we owe it to you to talk you through how we challenged, used, and developed, and adapted these conventions. Here we go.
Forest, we feel, can be considered a psychological thriller, as it causes the audience to question their perception of some of the film's key elements, such as actors, location, and narrative. First of all, the script and narrative of our film has numerous conventions normally associated with a thriller, such as the surprise ending, as the audience is suggested one idea until the course of the narrative shifts suddenly. We also feel that the single and solitary location we used could also be associated with the thriller genre.
I don't really like it here. I think I'm just going to go home. Whatever.
We've broken away from traditional techniques. You'd expect a thriller to make the audience, make them jumpy through fast cut edits, where it's just cut. And we've done that, but we've also combined this with, we've combined it in essential moments, such as when the boy's lost, to make it obvious, absolutely clear how he's feeling at that moment. But we've also combined it with slow fades to make the viewer feel on edge, because they've never seen it in this style of editing in a thriller before. And it allows the audience to get to know the characters a bit more, because the information isn't always clear or obvious in the script, especially for a 5-minute film, because it's very clever. It works on two levels. It's very much a character piece. It's a drama that just happens to also be a thriller. And we've also used the convention of having not many characters for a 5-minute film, because, well, really, you don't want to cut screen time down so it's very, very low. You want to get to know these characters, otherwise it wouldn't be a film at all. It'd just be a set of cuts, to be honest with you. And we've used these characters, and we're playing with the idea of stereotypes and how the audience sees these characters. Initially, you'd see the boy as very much the perpetrator of evil, and the girl is innocent and pure, but we play around with these stereotypes. The boy, you don't know what's wrong with him, Darren. You don't know what's wrong with him. He's clearly got something about him that's not quite right, necessarily. And he's the one in danger, whereas the girl, she's a bit of a femme fatale, really. She wears a coat. It's like she's got a concealed identity of being this dangerous, shadowy figure. And on that note, really, with the clothes that the actors wore with their own, and that wasn't anything to do with how the characters were, to be honest. It was more to do with the practicality of shooting it and getting them there. And we didn't have a budget, per se, to do this, so we just said, come in these clothes, as close to you as you can. But we feel it works because it shows a representation of the typical teenager. And in keeping with traditional techniques of the thriller, we used a lot of jump cuts. Jump cuts are great for getting the audience on edge, and they use them quite a lot in thrillers. But we juxtapose these with scenes where it's very much more about the characters, and we challenge those conventions with scenes where there's only one or maybe even just 2 shots in the entire scene.
We also feel that the single and solitary location we used could also be associated with the thriller genre, as it is a conventional location, and as well as this, the audience will bring with them preconceived ideas about the location to the film and the connotations this setting presents them with. Another way in which our film adhered to and also built upon the conventions of the thriller genre was by deciding to place a specific focus on the music and sound effects, as they not only create a sense of tension established by the actor's location and narrative, but also help to increase the verisimilitude with the inclusion of ambient noises that were also non-diegetic. However, our use of the colouring that was added to the film in post-production is rarely seen in conventional thrillers, and this was done to increase the suspense and driven narrative, and to also visually allow our film to stand out. Often thrillers will switch between multiple locations and include numerous characters. Forest, however, has a sense of simplicity in an isolated setting with 3 characters, and this was done to emphasise an almost claustrophobic film in which the audience feel included and therefore more affected.
Imagine you're in a forest.
We kept in mind stereotypical conventions of radio trailers, such as sound effects, narrative information and ratings, and incorporated these into our own trailer. Radio trailers are usually fast-paced. Our trailer, however, challenges this convention. We have a slower pace in parts to add tension and reflect on the creepiness of our film and the theme.
Says is the film that will make you question how safe you really are.
We have also used our magazine review to add to our trailer. We quote the review.
Rated PG from Clockwork 2 Productions.
Conventions of magazine interviews include images, ratings, outline of the plot, caption, release dates, etc. We used these conventions to ensure our review looked professional and realistic. We use screen captures from our film as images which advertise our film and portray the genre. The minimal use of colour reflects how we edited our film to be black and white, highlighting the eeriness and tension. Our film both uses and challenges conventions, making it unique yet successful.